Hi besties and welcome back to my channel. I thought it'd be really fun if we went over every single last book that I want to read before the year is over. Like all the books I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of books to read in, I don't want to say it's like a short amount of time, but we're already in August and like the end of the year is coming really fast. I don't know, there's a lot of books and not enough time to go through every single last one. These are just the physical copies I have of the books. I do have some that I do not own that I'll probably read through like Libby or Hoopla, or I'll just end up buying that I really want to read. So we're gonna get through all of that. Like I said, there's so many books I want to read in such a short amount of time, and I feel like the only thing that can help when it comes to that is being focused and have a good clarity and less procrastination. I feel like those are like the big three. The only thing that helps me, of course, Magic Mind. I've talked about this before. I have been loving them. I've been using them for, oh my god, I want to say like 3 months. Has it been 3 months? I feel like it's been 3 months. The time has been flying. Time has been flying and I've been taking my Magic Mind. Nothing is better than Magic Mind when it comes to having more energy and just being focused, and I love taking these in the morning because I feel like when I sit down and read, I can just focus on reading, and not even just reading, I can focus on anything. Editing a video, I am hyper focused, I'm into it. I'm going to start school, so these are going to be perfect for back to school, being able to focus, less procrastination. Love them. I've told you guys so much. It's literally like magic in a bottle. It's so easy. You can take it as is. You can pop this in your bag. You can take it anywhere with you. No matter what time of the day, you take your Magic Mind. I love it. You can make it in so many ways. You can make it as a hot drink, a cold drink. You can make it a full like matcha latte even if you want, or you can just take it as the little shot, which is what I enjoy doing. And I haven't taken mine either today, so we're gonna take it together. It always has that little sweet taste, and I love that so much. Now I do not have to stress about reading all my books on time because I know I will be focused and I will not procrastinate it because of Magic Mind. If you guys are interested in trying out Magic Mind, you can use my code MarciaM20 for up to 48% off your first subscription for the next 10 days, and I really hope that you guys try it because it's absolutely amazing. I will put the code on the screen for you and the link in the description so you guys can check it out, and I really hope you guys give it a shot because like I said, really magic in a bottle. So we're gonna go off genre for each book that I want to read. First genre we're gonna start off with is romance. So starting off with the physical romance books I want to read, I have Normal People by Sally Rooney. I've actually read this before. I did not finish it. I got like 50% into it and then I was like, I cannot continue. I think it was putting me into a slump, so I didn't like that, and I also don't like the way it's written. That's probably just like a little personal thing because like I need quotations when it comes to reading, but I really was enjoying it first, and then I was like, okay, I feel like it's like dragging on. I think this is more of like a character driven romance, so it's not like a normal romance, and I was just getting into my reading journey when I was trying to read this, so I feel like now, after a little bit, I can go back in and read this because the other character driven romance books I've read have been like the Magnolia Parks universe, and I love those, so I definitely want to give Normal People another shot because a lot of people really love this book and I want to love it too. This next book I have is The 7-Year Slip. This is by Ashley Poston. I am very late to reading this book. A lot of people really love this book and they say to read this in your 20s. Like, it's like a really good book to read then. I've been trying to start this, but I've just felt like it just wasn't the right time to start it, if that makes any sense. I just haven't been like in need to start it, you know? It's always been a book where I'm like, I can like start it at any time, but I definitely want to read this before the year is over because I want to see what all the hype is about, so she's definitely on the list. The next book I have is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I know for sure that I will be reading this before the year ends, probably before the month ends. I need another Ali Hazelwood book. I feel like she's gonna be one of those authors that can help me get out of a slump, because the only author I have for that right now is Frida McFadden and sometimes Mia Sheridan. It just depends on the book, but I feel like Ali Hazelwood's banter in her books are perfect. Her entire being of a book is perfect. Like, the way she writes her books is perfect. The banter, the characters, the floppiness of her books. They're just like, it's like perfect. I'm really excited to get into this book. I know she has another one coming out, I think sometime next year, maybe early next year, and it has to deal with like swimmers and stuff, and I really want to read that, so I kind of want to work through a lot of her books before. Definitely like #1 Ali Hazelwood book I will be reading. The last physical copy book I have is Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. I don't know when I will be reading this. I will definitely be reading it before the year is over. Just so much I need to know, and so much that I feel like will be answered, and so many things that I would just end up loving about this book. I literally just finished Daisy Hates the Great Undoing and I rated it 5 stars. So I'm like this book is it's gonna help a lot. I have nothing to say besides this is a really thick book compared to all the other Magnolia Parks books. It is 708 pages. I don't even know. I don't even know what to expect. I just know Jessica Hastings is gonna like hurt me really bad. It hurt me, and then we're gonna get to the end and she's probably gonna hurt me even more. I haven't really known, and I don't know anybody's thoughts on this. I know a lot of people love this last book because they're like it's just great, but I feel like they don't give too much information. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm really excited, and I am scared, and I love the Magnolia Parks universe. So I really hope that this book is just amazing. That's all I can hope for, and I will definitely be reading this one before the year is over. I cannot end the year not knowing what's gonna happen in this book and just having it on my shelf. So now we're gonna go in with books I do not have the physical copy of. The first one being 1,000 Broken Pieces. This is by Tilly Cole. This is the second book to 1,000 Boy Kisses. I really want to read this one because I loved 1,000 Boy Kisses. It was very much cringy and very much IA, but it made me cry. It's the first book that ever made me just cry. I remember being at work and I was on my break and I was like reading the book, and I was like, I literally started like tearing up, and I was like, I hope no one comes in this back room right now because I'm like bawling. It is incredibly sad, and I'm hoping 1,000 Broken Pieces can pull that emotion out of me again, because can we ignore the dogs? Can we ignore the dogs that are barking, please? It just has like such a special place in my heart, and I'm hoping that the second book can bring that emotion out of me. Next 2 books I want to read, which probably I will not be reading. I do have 2 of this author's books on my shelves that I know I won't be reading before the year's over because I feel like they're more summertime books. I definitely want to read People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read. I hear nothing but good things about these books and I want to read them so badly. I read Funny Story like a few weeks ago and it was a 6-star read. I absolutely loved it. I do have Happy Place and Book Lovers on my shelf. I just haven't read them yet. But I definitely want to read these 2 books. I loved Emily Henry's writing and the way she just made the story flow. I feel like that book went by so fast, and I really wish I took my time reading it because of how fast I read it, because I loved it so much. And I'm just hoping all the other books have the same vibe. So I just really want to get into my Emily Henry era. The last book that I'm gonna include in this, which technically isn't like, well, it is a romance, but it's more of like a dark romance slash fantasy. I don't really know what genre I want to include it in, so I'm just gonna put it here. It's mainly targeted as a dark romance, and that is Her Soul to Take. This is by Harley. I'm not even gonna say your last name. I'm not gonna mess it up. I think it's Lorax. I got this book because one of my mutuals over on TikTok, her name's Tiana. She reads nothing but dark romances. Well, she doesn't read just dark romances, but she reads a lot of dark romances. And she was reading this and I saw it when I went to Target, and I was like, immediately thought of her, and I was like, I need to read it. I got this one. I'm a little scared to read this, but I think I'm gonna read it around like Halloween time. I feel like that's like the best time to read a dark romance. But we're gonna try out this one. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm excited, and yeah, nothing else to say. So that's all I have for the romance genre. Now we're gonna move on to thrillers and mysteries. I only have 2 physical copies of the books that I want to read for this. Starting off with a cozy little mystery, we have The Final Gambit. This is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is part of the Inheritance Games trilogy, which I absolutely love. I've been putting off this book for I don't know how long, and I don't know why. I just don't want it to be over, even though there is The Brothers Hearthrone and then The Grandest Game. I just feel like it should be a trilogy, and I don't know if I want to read The Brothers Hearthrone or The Grandest Game. Depending on how this book ends, we'll see. But I feel like it should just be these 3. The book I have on the list is Rock, Paper, Scissors. This is by Alice Feeney. I've heard nothing but good things about this. This is, I think, one of Sarah Carolle's like favorite books by Miss Alice Feeney. I'm not too sure. Do not quote me on that, but I know Sarah really likes it and she recommends it. So I definitely want to give it a shot. It's been on my shelf for the longest. I'm saving this more for like when it's snowing outside, because as you can see by the cover, it's giving snowstorm. They get like trapped in like this house or something that they're looking at, and it's like in the middle of a snowstorm. So I don't know, I feel like the ambiance, the vibes could really be set. Just wait for the snow. So I don't really like the snow. Hopefully it comes soon in December when it's time to read this. That's all I have for mysteries and thrillers. I don't really have a big selection of books that I do want to read. I do know that if I see anything by Miss Frida McFadden, I will be reading it. I have seen The Coworker by Frida McFadden, and I don't know if people say that they like it or not, but I will read any Frida McFadden book at any time, and I've been trying to venture out with different like mystery and thriller authors and not just Frida McFadden. We'll see. That's all I have in mind though. just those 2 books, and then literally anything by Frida McFadden if I feel myself going into a slump. That's it for that genre. The last genre I have is fantasy. Good stuff, of course. Starting off, I have the last 2 books in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, which is Sage and Storm and then Ruin and Rising. When I finish ACOTAR, before I start Throne of Glass, I would definitely be finishing the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I've just been like really focused on ACOTAR right now, so I don't want to like jump into a different fantasy world while I'm like reading ACOTAR. I don't know, I feel like I'll just get confused. So these are definitely there. I'm not gonna say too much about these. You guys are probably tired of seeing these books. I'll leave those, and then once I finish those, I definitely want to get into the Six of Crows duology, which is Six of Crows and then Crooked Kingdom. I feel like these are perfect fall books, so I definitely want to hurry up and finish ACOTAR, which I'm taking my time with. I'm on ACOWAR right now, and then read those and then read these. I feel like Lee Bardugo's, her writing is very easy and it's very fast paced, and after you finish one chapter, you're like, okay, just one more chapter, and you just keep saying that until the book is completely finished in like a day. So I feel like these should go by really fast. So once I finish ACOTAR, these are definitely top of my list, and these are going to be really fun to read. I'm so excited to start Six of Crows. I hear nothing but amazing things about it. Next, I have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I cannot believe I haven't read this book yet. I definitely know that I will be finishing this before the year is over. I hear nothing but good things about it. Powerful, the little novella between this and Reckless has came out, and then Reckless has also came out, and I'm just so far behind, and I'm a little nervous. I know I'm gonna love this, but I have not been seeing a lot of good reviews for Reckless, so that makes me a little bit nervous. All in all, I will definitely be trying to read this because I wanna read these before the 3rd book comes out. The next book I have is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. This is by Carissa Brada. We're not even gonna try that. The reason I picked up this book is because I remember seeing Steph's video and she was talking about this book and how much she really enjoyed it, and so I wanted to give it a try because Steph has great recommendations. And they now have the 2nd book. It's part of the Nightborn duet, and I've seen the 2nd book out in the wild at like Target, so I definitely want to read it once I finish this because it's a shorter book, which I was not expecting. I've seen nothing but good reviews for this book and the duology as a whole, so I'm really excited. I definitely want to get into this. I feel like fantasies are so perfect for fall and winter, so I definitely need to pick up my game and start reading these because there's so many 2nd books and more books part of a series that is coming out that I'm like, I need to read it. Like, I really want to jump into that world. Like, I need to. So I don't know if I will be getting to this because fantasies take a while sometimes, but I do read this before the year is over. Next book I have, this is Heartless Hunter. This is by Kirsten. Again, not saying the last name. I got this as a book of the month pick, and you guys have probably seen this on my channel so many times already. I have heard nothing but good things about this book recently, and so I'm really excited to jump into this world and start it. It's Witch x Witch Hunter. It's a romantasy. Whoa, the font is huge. Oh my god. Sorry, that caught me off guard. That's gonna be so easy to read. Oh wow. Oh, the chapters are short. I should start reading this right now. So sidetracked. Definitely gonna be reading this very, very soon. I feel like this is another good little to read around like Halloween time because it's like Witch x Witch Hunter. I feel like that could be really fun. This book I have is One for My Enemy. This is by, I don't know, I don't want to mess up her name, but it's by her. And at first I thought this was a romance. This is definitely a fantasy because there is like magic involved. It's like modern day rival families, their criminal empires, and I believe they have magic. I'm assuming. That's what I swear I saw that somewhere. Yeah, intricate web of love, magic, and rival witch families in New York City. So I don't know when I'm going to be reading this. She's on the list, but she's not a top priority. The next book I have is A Court of Frost and Starlight. I'm currently reading ACOWAR right now, so that will definitely get finished before the end of the year. This will definitely also get finished before the end of the year because this is like the shortest book in the ACOTAR series, so I feel like that'll be really easy and fun. I feel like this is like a novella. It's like the Christmas episode. As soon as I finish ACOWAR, I'm gonna devour this book, and then I'm gonna go out and buy a quart of Silver Flames, and I'm gonna devour that up. So we'll see. I'm getting ahead of myself. This will definitely get read before the end of the year though. Books I have, this is part of Cruel Prince trilogy. So I have The Cruel Prince, of course, and then I have The Wicked King. These are both by Holly Black. I have heard nothing but good things about this. My friend Addie, she loves these. So my friend Addie, I think she really loved The Cruel Prince, so I'm really excited to jump into this. Prince Carden and Jude, I'm so excited to see them. I've seen so many like Jude TikToks. I can't explain it to you, but I know I love it and I can't wait to jump into their world. world. And one of you guys had told me that this book is more politics based, which is going to be new, a little bit different, but I am still all the same excited to jump into these two. Now for the fantasy books that I do not own, definitely want to add on here A Court of Silver Flames. I am finishing ACOTAR before end of this year. I don't care. I will not read any of these books besides ACOTAR. I've been speeding through ACOTAR like nobody's business. I actually had to take a break after I finished Akamov because I was like, I'm gonna read all these and then I'm just gonna be left feeling empty. Like, I need to give myself time. The next book that I have on here is Spark of the Everflame. This is by Penn Cole. I've seen one of my mutuals, Drew, on TikTok. She was talking about it. She absolutely loved it. Like, she was raving about the whole, I think it's a series or is it a trilogy, I'm not too sure. No, she really loved it, and I don't know, I read like the description, it has a lot of good reviews, a lot of people like it. That is on the list. Next I have Iron Flame. Is a book that intimidates me, just how Fourth Wing intimidated me, but hey, I loved Fourth Wing. I absolutely loved it, so it shouldn't be that intimidating. It should be like, I'll be fine. I'm just nervous to start it because I don't know how I'm gonna feel, because a lot of people are like, I loved Fourth Wing but I didn't love Iron Flame, like it wasn't as good. That makes me nervous, makes me want to cry. I love Fourth Wing so much. What do you mean in like Iron Flame? Like what are you talking about? Literally, what are you talking about? The last book I have is A Study in Drowning. This is by Ava Reed. And I don't know if I'm for sure gonna get to this book. It is definitely on the list because I really want to read it. I wanted to read it when I first heard about it, which was like probably like the end of last year, beginning of this year. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I've heard a lot of people say if you love Divine Rivals, like you'll really like this book. And I miss the world of Divine Rivals and I wish I could read that for the first time again, but obviously I cannot. So I do want to read this. I don't know exactly gonna get to it. It's not something that I'm thinking as a top priority, but I definitely want to get into it and it's about, and hopefully I like it because I miss the entire world of Divine Rivals. I think about that book multiple times a day. So alright you guys, so those are all the books that I want to read before the year is over. I definitely feel like that is a lot of books to accomplish in such a short amount of time, but I definitely feel like I can do it. And a lot of these books are not top priorities, but they are anticipated reads that are on my physical TBR or just anticipated reads in general, and books that I've been putting off that I really want to get to. So hopefully I can get to almost all of them before the end of the year. I think I will, definitely, because I will be having a lot of energy and clarity and I will be very focused thanks to Magic Mind. Of course, you guys want to check them out. Remember, the link is in the description and you can use my code to get up to 48% off your first subscription. I feel like this is just going to be a really good end of the year for reading for me, and I really hope that I can get to all these books. And if you guys have read any of these books, please let me know your thoughts on them because I'm a little nervous for some of them. I feel like a lot of them are going to be very out of my comfort zone, but also I'm going to love them. So we'll see what books I get into, what books I don't, and hopefully, like I said, I get to all of them. That being said, thank you so much for watching the video. I will talk to you guys later. Bye!